Diane, I'm listening to a podcast, Black Lodge Trivia Night. I've never heard so many game aspirations in my life.
Welcome to Black Lodge Trivia Night, where we do in fact not burn down the orgy dome, where you can find the metaphysical dome of orgies at all times. So, all right, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing okay. I 100% respect the orgy. I would never burn that dome down.
Never burn the orgy down. Never, it's just a real sad time. You know who's burning the orgy down right now, though?
I do, but go ahead.
Matthias.
Yes.
Our third wheel.
Yeah.
Is burning the orgy dome. He is burning the midnight oil in the orgy dome tonight, adjacent to the Thunderdome, which is also next to the Las Vegas Sphere. He will be doming all of the spheres this week.
Yeah.
And it's important that everybody use hashtag Matt's doming for all of this video.
And all of your orgy needs.
Yes. 1-800. Actually, we could get Matt's place of business and just put a flyby banner right now for all of your. Never mind. We're going to stop that line of thought now. So we want him to talk to us at some point again.
Yeah.
We are down to Matt though, and we were going to play some Chrysalis Protocol. But then I'm a little bitch boy, so we're going to do just some quick recording tonight because I have a cold. My wife has a cold.
Sorry to hear that.
And Matt has a cold here, as he's tied up in the closet over there. And so we're going to do a little bitch boy session. And it's going to be a great time. Yeah.
So let's call this a damn fine coffee, and we'll get into why in just a minute. But before we do that, are you ready for tonight's trivia?
I'm always ready for trivia, Art.
All right. Patroclus, War Damn Eagle.
Si, senor. War Damn. I knew it was time. It's football season.
That's right. And
it's just us two.
Yeah, I've heard you are a graduate of Auburn University.
I am indeed.
Yeah,
I am indeed.
Who does that mean you hate?
I hate the University of Alabama.
That's goddamn right.
A burning passion.
So, for tonight's trivia question,
who
has lost to more unranked teams while coaching Alabama? Nick Saban over the course of his entire career, or current coach Kalen DeBoer 1 season into his tenure?
I'm trying to remember how many games they lost last year. I think they were 9-3 last year and still made the playoff, which is horseshit. But they didn't lose to us, although it was kind of close at one point. But I want to say it's probably Saban, but only because he was there for like 15 years. And he probably lost like 5 games total to unranked opponents.
To unranked teams, right.
And most of them were us, I'm pretty sure.
All right. Is that your final answer?
It is. I'm going to go with Nick Saban.
Okay. The correct answer is that this was a trick question. The actual answer is that it's a tie. Nick Saban lost 4 games to unranked teams over about 18 seasons during his career.
Yep.
And the current coach has lost 4 over the course of last year and the first game of this year. So, and I heard that the current coach has some kind of buyout of might be worth $70 million if they want to fire him.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's $70 million.
Yes.
And we aren't a sports podcast.
No.
Sports podcast. But let me tell you here, folks, they will absolutely buy that man out. As much as I want DeBoer or whatever his name is to stay there forever and take them back to the years of ignominy. Because losing to unranked FSU when they had a 2-10 season last year is fucking hilarious. And I'm here for it because fuck the cousin fuckers.
The other thing it made me realize is that I am seriously undervaluing myself at things I'm bad at. If I could get paid $70 million to do things poorly.
So there is a flip side to this. And yes, I do get paid to do things poorly. I mean, it's just a life skill. I've always done that wherever I've been. I just do it poorly, not by choice, but it is what it is. It's what I was born with. our coach before this current coach at Auburn, Brian Harsin, also fuck that guy. He had a buyout of $40 or $50 million to also be a fucking terrible human being.
Oh, wow.
And be really bad at football to boot. So
right.
Love that. Love that he's out there somewhere not choking on a bag of dicks when he definitely should be. We're going to have to put like 4 explicit tags on this, and you caused this by bringing up Auburn stuff. And that's
no,
fine.
I knew what I was doing.
You did. You know what? We're like a month and a half away from basketball season. That's all that matters.
That's true. You guys, well, when we start our sports podcast, we can cover it there.
Blue chip Auburn Tigers basketball team.
Nice.
Here we are. Very good. Very good.
All right. So like I said a few moments ago, we're going to call this a damn fine coffee. And it's something we're just doing off the cuff, and we'll see where it goes. And it's inspired by part of our conversation when we wrapped up Rosewood Abbey, which was how, and Patrick, I think you were the one who sort of spearheaded the idea where like playing Rosewood Abbey made me want to play Days Vault.
Correct.
And so I was kind of curious, have there been other times in your gaming history where you've played something and you're like, you know what? I wish I had played this, or I wish this had been run in X, or, and I was just curious if that had ever come up before.
Yeah, so it absolutely has, and I'm sure all 12 of our listeners will have had similar experiences where you get into the middle of something and you're playing it, and it feels like mechanics have been shoehorned in somewhere, or the story just doesn't quite fit the mechanics of the situation, or it's overly complicated or underly complicated, right? There's a lot of different ways you could slice this. But for sure, it has happened many times over the course of my game playing. Now, I also am, like a decrepit, ancient, withered human being, and I can only remember like 4 systems in my head, or without constant rereading. So like, I'm also skewed to be like, well, we could learn this new system, and it'd be really cool to learn this new system. And we're really good about doing, hey, we're going to learn this new system. But then also I'm like, well, that was really cool, but we could have played it in Savage Worlds, and I could have done a bunch more cool stuff and known what I was doing and just been more invested in the moment, rather than being like, oh shit, how do I have to do this? I have 3 action points and I got to use this action. You know what I'm saying? How about you?
Yeah.
Just for a intro.
So obviously, we were talking about Rosewood Abbey, and if you hadn't seen that session, we thought, the experience we had with Days Vault was something that, and I was like, oh man, I'm almost tempted to run almost the exact same adventure in the Days Vault universe just to see what happens. But I think for me, I have experienced, I ran a D&D adventure for my family during COVID, my nephews, my kids, and my brother-in-law. And the adventure went over really well, but I remember the whole time thinking, I wish I were doing this in another system that I had a better command over. Now, like, my kids 5 years ago were not going to want to play Mithras. Like, it's too much. But I know there are lighter systems that we could have tried that I think would have been easier for me to run, and we would have had just as much fun. And I forget, it was a third-party adventure written actually for 3rd edition D&D, maybe 3.5 D&D. Maybe I'll bust it out here, because it's actually a really good adventure that I feel like could work in any basic fantasy settings. So
it's a fun Pathfinder setting, fun Pathfinder game, it sounds like.
Well, so is there, I wanted to ask you mentioned Savage Worlds. I don't know if, I'm sure you know this, I don't know if the listeners know this, that there is actually a Pathfinder conversion to Savage Worlds. Do you ever sit there?
There is indeed.
Since Matt's not here, do you ever sit there when we were playing Menace Under Atari thinking, I wonder what this would be like with the Savage Worlds version of Pathfinder? So
even with Matt not here, I would say no. I had always been Pathfinder curious. I had not ever played in it. All my fantasy gaming was mostly centered around D&D 5e, D&D 4e.
Mhm.
And so to play Pathfinder was really cool. And I really enjoyed, we're all, hold on. I do not want my printer to take over. That was really weird. Fucking HP. No, so yeah, I'd always been Pathfinder curious. So I was saying we all came to this. Actually, I don't know. I think Matt might have done RPGs and then gone to war games. But I come from the war game side of stuff.
Right.
So the crunchy tactical, along with the cool role-playing stuff or ridiculous role-playing stuff, was what really made me want to go play Pathfinder. Yeah. Also, anytime anybody's super horned up for something, I'm gonna jump in head first. Like if my friends go jump off a bridge, I'm gonna jump off the bridge too. Like
right.
Really, really big lemming over here. So big on that.
Yeah.
How about you? Were you thinking during Pathfinder, man, we should be exploding dice all over the place?
I will say this, no. And again, I'm not just saying that, Matt's not here. I can say whatever I want. I'm not scared of you, Matt. No.
We'll go.
Yeah. I'm going to talk tough when he's not here, but when he is here, I'll just back down like a bitch. No, because like you were saying, I wanted to try Pathfinder. I really like trying new systems. And so it was genuinely a pleasure to try Pathfinder 2nd edition. I really enjoyed it. I will say this, it made me curious, not so much to run specifically Pathfinder, but it made me curious, like, could it be like a D&D alternative? Yeah. Because there is like Pathfinder, I don't know if it's the Fantasy Companion, it's something like that.
Yeah.
And so I was more curious, like, could it be sort of kept in my back pocket as a D&D replacement?
And that's, pretty much everybody I've ever talked to has come from D&D, right? It's the big kid on the block. Everybody's played D&D. And part of the reason that we started this whole shindig was we wanted to go find new and interesting things. But, I'm just looking through my shelf over here to the right, which is why I keep going over here. But I'm looking at my other fantasy RPGs that I have. And I'm like, okay, so I've got a whole of my 2 RPG shelves, a quarter of it's D&D still. But then I've got Dragonbane.
Right.
And then I've got Conan, which is a great system.
Oh, yeah.
Mephidius one. Me and you didn't play that. We weren't in the same group, were we?
Or I don't know if we were in the same group, but no, we might have been. Like, so for the listeners, AAC, they have a whole litany of recorded sessions. And one of the guys over there who's a really good GM, nickname's Hollywood, really goes above and beyond when he puts together an adventure. And I want to say we were in the same one.
I think we were too, actually.
Yeah,
it was you, me, and it wasn't Duck, but it was somebody.
Pete A. I don't recall.
It was Pete A. It was you, me, and Pete A. Which, man, pour one out for Pete A. Where's that bastard at?
Yeah, no, every once in a while he'll pop up in our Discord and say hello. But it's been a while. He does. Yeah.
It's been. I miss his sweet dulcet tones.
And the 2D20 Conan is a really good game. Makes me curious of all the 2D20. Like, I will say the 2D20 Star Trek didn't grab me as much, but I just have more of an inclination toward the Conan setting.
I love the Conan setting.
Yeah. But that book you cannot come by, and I gave my hard copy away.
Really?
I did. Yeah. I gave it away to a friend of Hollywood's because they were going to be running a campaign in person. And I was like, you know what? That's a good a reason as any.
Well, I know you're in purge mode right now, but I have a PDF copy, and I'm always more than happy to just stick to PDF copies if you would be interested. More than happy to have the FedEx ferries bring it to you to replace your copy. That is one of my very much enjoy that system.
Yeah, well, we'll figure that. I have the PDF. Okay. So I knew I was covered, but I felt like if you're in person, there's something about having the actual book at the table.
Yeah. That's probably a whole nother topic for a whole nother episode of what do you bring to the table if you're playing in person? Books, pen, paper, or are you sitting there with a tablet like a fucking doofus?
A lot of people whip out their phones now, the kids these days.
I know. What is with this world?
So Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, please.
I was going to say, so you're saying a quarter of your shells are D&D, but we don't often run D&D. Do you ever look at those adventures and be like, I've heard good things about Ravenloft, but...
all of the adventures, I will say Wizards of the Coast does make a good adventure. Even the bad ones are good. Like, I've never heard anything good about Princes of the Apocalypse, I think is the one. Where you're going and fighting the elemental. It's like the elemental adventure.
Yeah.
But it's still like the production value is still well and above most of the other places, right? Like,
right.
But
and that's disappointing because I think that's sort of the 5th edition update for Temple of Elemental Evil, right?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Yeah, I could be wrong. I've never played it, never run it, but I remember many, many moons ago when that came out that it was kind of one of the more ill-received ones.
Okay.
So, one of the best ones I ever ran was out of one of my favorite D&D memories is running Out of the Abyss. Which that's the Underdark campaign. Man, that's fun. That is lots of good stuff with that. But yeah, a quarter of it is D&D, and I do look at those adventures and I do go, I could run that in Dragonbane, or I could run that in Savage Worlds, or I could run it in whatever, I do a lot of robbing Peter to pay Paul too.
Yeah.
When I GM, like, I'll take encounters and just straight up strip them out of stuff and throw them in other things, like from RPGs that I've read or scenarios I picked up or movie. I mean, how many Tombstone references can I get into Deadlands? You'll see when we play Deadlands. Yeah. Yeah. It's spoiler alert. It's the whole movie. We're just going to play Tombstone.
So let me ask you a question.
Sure.
It's dirty confession time.
Ooh.
Do you ever sit there and say, like, you know what? I am getting that weird itch to run 5th edition. We haven't yet. And I feel like it's not one that's going to come up very often, but do you ever sit there and be like, you know what? What the hell?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, it's not a bad system. I think it's a really, really good system. And it's what I've played the most of. Like, I would happily throw down and play some 5e. Like, we shit on it all the time just because we got to be those guys. But I would, if I had a group of random strangers come to my house and say, "Hey, we want to play some kind of RPG,"
right?
I'd probably pick up D&D and say, "Well, let's play D&D."
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's just great. It's not complicated. It's not super crunchy. The players get to be heroes. Like, it's just fun. Like, and I'm big on that. I mean, you guys have known me long enough to know that the fun factor far outweighs anything else. Right. And if that's what everybody's comfortable playing, fuck it, we'll play it. Like, I mean, I'm not above, basically what we were doing with the ChatGPT Chrysalis protocol, Black Ice. I mean, it's just throwing a couple of numbers on the table and rolling 2d6 to see if you're successful. Like, it's basically cooperative storytelling. Like, I just want to have a good time. Like, I'm your good time girl of D&D GMs and RPGs. Like,
right.
How about you? What about you?
Honestly, I will say this. And while you're looking at your right, I'm looking at my right because here's my thing. Sure. D&D, I gotta say, I've got like a ton of adventure campaign books. And I don't know if I ever get the itch to run it here because I feel like, and I don't know if this is fair to look at Black Lodge this way, but I sort of see this as my stepping out kind of, like,
it's the experimental jazz trio. Like,
right.
That we're not here to play, Beethoven's Ninth. Like,
right.
We're gonna go and play. We're gonna put a DJ booth up in an aquarium and figure out what's happening. Like,
in an orgy dome, if you will.
Yeah, as long as we don't burn it down.
No.
Yeah,
but that's the thing. Right. So, because and I think we've sort of addressed this at different points, but if people are new listeners, part of what our sort of agreement, if you will, is that
our guiding principle.
Yeah. If somebody says, I'm running this, the rest of us say, okay, doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter how many times I say and threaten I'm going to bring Fatal up. If I say we're playing Fatal, we're playing Fatal. And it's kind of a nice crutch to know that, and so it makes me want to pull out, make up a Mithras espionage or something.
How many times I've got, it's not called Kung Fury, but there's a game out there that I downloaded. Jesus, the core rulebook 2, bought it.
Right.
Like when I first started looking at RPGs outside of D&D, and so 20 years ago, right? And it's you don't play, you're not martial artists in like an actual martial artist setting.
Right.
You're playing martial artists actors on a set, but you're also doing the movie at the same time. So like it's dual,
right?
Because like weird shit happens, but you're just actors who know kung fu. Like it's just the most bizarre concept for an RPG. And I'm like, you know what? One day I'm just gonna hey guys, we're gonna go be martial artists. Fuck it, we're gonna go play Kung Fury. And that's gonna be fun as shit. I've got all sorts. I'm gonna go off camera for a second.
Yeah.
I love buying these tiny print-on-demand.
Oh yeah.
Things like we're gonna play Moonpunk at some point because
very nice.
Who doesn't
Never heard of it.
love? You know who? Our buddy Jason from AAC hooked me on this one, and it's
okay.
It's literally a game about punks fighting oppression on the moon.
Nice.
That's literally the tagline, and that's it. You're just hooligans on the moon, and it sounds great, and it's 12 fucking pages.
Yeah.
And then this is Dead Belt, and I would have played this on one of our other one-on-ones, but we can't figure out how to make a card setup on Foundry.
Oh,
because this uses a deck of cards as like the map, and you're just doing a heist, and like there's the setup for it. Like you're that's the fucking train,
right? So we need to have cards face down, right? That's the trick,
right? That's the trick.
Okay. Well, let me think about that. But yeah.
But like this is beautiful. I love if I was going to get a tattoo, I would get this Dio de los Muertos stuff on me.
Yeah,
I love this, and it smells great because it's print on demand, and it's it's pretty. This is the perfect place for. Fuck it, guys. We're gonna spend 2 sessions of 2 hours each playing this weird fucking brainchild that somebody came up with, or very off the wall, and I probably wouldn't ever actually bring it up. But there's a game called Cats of Cthulhu, and you play as cats, and you're in the Cthulhu mythos.
Yeah.
And weird shit is happening, but you're a cat. I would play it. Why not? Just step out of your comfort zone and play something fucking weird.
Right.
I don't know. That's my soapbox.
That's the thing, because I feel like we could probably jump into an online game of D&D pretty easily if that's what we were searching for. But
I could walk out and who wants to play D&D? And I'd get 7 people on my doorstep.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Moonpunks. Yeah.
Right. I always felt like Black Lodge, it was the opportunity to get that system, which is, I think it's part of why it's part of why we started it, was that,
it's the core principle.
Yeah.
It's the main reason. Because all of us had too many other weird RPGs sitting on the shelf.
Yeah.
That nobody else in our circle at the time was interested in except us 3. And we're like, well, if you run that, I'll run this. And if you run that, I'll run this. And we'll just do this. So.
Okay. So you brought up Cthulhu.
Yes.
We very famously, for 15 people who watched it, have a probably a Damn Fine Coffee where we talk about systems we're breaking up with. And we do have
a Damn Fine Coffee where we talk about breakups.
Yeah, and we all talk about how we might break up with Call of Cthulhu. And Matt might have even dumped a lot of his stuff, right?
I think he did sell all of his stuff.
Did you have much, and did you sell it or keep it?
I didn't have much. I was a PDF queen on that one. If I had it, I probably would have sold everything but the core book, just because it's fun reading.
Right.
I'll do that. Like if I'm downsizing, like I'm gonna keep the main book probably. But like it was just actually I just pulled a bunch of stuff off the shelf to send on to the next world. I'm looking at that Mothership Deluxe box that's on my shelf and thinking that might make the go. There's so much stuff in it, and there really doesn't need to be, and it's just a shelf hog. Like,
yeah, the Mothership box is it the box set from the Kickstarter recently?
Yeah, the black and gold one.
That's a chunky one. I have it. It's beautiful, but I get what you're saying.
Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah,
but it's when would I ever run it? Don't know. It's not very high up on the rotation.
Right.
Yeah, it's very far down the list. We're gonna run some weird shit like Tales from the Flood or something before that, like, or Kids on Bikes. Like,
yeah. So I'll tell you that the system that I often think the most about running in another system is Call of Cthulhu material.
Yeah.
And so like, I was tempted. I was like, okay, let me just put all my Cthulhu stuff on a bottom shelf. Let me just take care of it. And then I was like, no, I want to hold on to it because maybe there's a way that Masks of Nyarlathotep gets played in Deadlands Noir or Realms of Cthulhu, which are both Savage Worlds books, or I don't know.
The pulp Cthulhu from Ophidius, like, why not? I mean, that's kind of more how we play anyway.
Right.
Like, if I was going to put us in a box, like, I don't know if the three of us are really suited to play a Cthulhu adventure. I would try it again. Like, I don't know, I may be thinking about dialing an X. Like, that's because, man, those adventures are just so well written and so good. Like,
right.
And it's spooky season, and I love Cthulhu, and I love the mythos.
Yeah.
But then I remember, man, Scratch kind of sucked. Like, it didn't suck, but it sucked.
Well, like, yeah, and I know we've talked about that before, and Matt was a real dick about it. I'll just say it. He's not here. He's a real dick about it. No,
he wasn't.
No, not at all. But yeah, in the last part of our final Scratch session, we sort of had like a talk through.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, so when we were all done, did you feel like, yeah, fuck Cthulhu, or were you kind of like, you know what? Actually, I want to give it another a go because I feel like I think I got a few things, or no, there was something here, and maybe it was just this adventure, or I don't know.
I think it's a couple of those things. It's a mixture of two of those things specifically.
Okay.
At the time, I was done with it. I was frustrated running it. You guys were frustrated playing it. I mean, we had a great time just because the three of us are the three of us.
Yeah.
But as players and the GM, we were all frustrated with the system. So I was ready to be just like, I'm done. I'm not running this again.
Okay.
Or even playing in it, because again, I've played in 3 at this point, I think, and I think you were in 2 of them, and I've had fun.
Right.
But you also don't get to do anything. Like, that's my biggest problem with Cthulhu and the way it runs is if you're not skilled in something, you don't get to do it.
Right.
Like you have to have somebody who's, you want to have somebody who's investigating? Well, the investigator better fucking look at it because the rest of you aren't going to find shit. And that's like, I always want there to be a chance, like,
yeah,
it's, and that might be just a D100 system quibble, like, I don't know. I was looking at, what was I making? Oh, like I was playing, I had the books in the other room. I was playing Cur Nathalis.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And that's fun. I'm enjoying it. But it's a D100 system. And like, most of my skills are 40 and lower. And I'm like,
yep.
Yeah, like, I'm not very good at anything. Like,
nope.
And you're not a hero. You're just kind of bad.
Right.
Like, and I think that's when I play these games, and we're getting into a much deeper discussion. Like when I play these games, I'm enough of a normal dude. Like I don't want to be a normal dude in a game. Like even the games that are designed to be, you're a normal dude. Like I don't want to be like,
right.
Like that's why Cthulhu, like if I sit and look at Cthulhu, I'd rather play Pulp Cthulhu and go be Indiana Jones fighting Cthulhu. Right.
Okay.
Like, I get enough of normal life in normal life. Like, let me go be extraordinary or really good at something, like,
right.
God, I need to call my therapist. Jesus. But you get what I'm saying.
I do.
Black humor aside there. Like, I want to be Ripley. I want to be Doc Holliday. I want to be, I don't want to play Superman games because I don't like superhero games, but like I want to be Spider-Man. Like let me go be something really cool and be a hero, like and extraordinary. So I don't know, that's my take, and that's maybe that was the issue with not the issue because again Rosewood Abbey was fun with what it was trying to do, but we were just dudes, like we're just guys, like and it's I think that may be the thread for every RPG that we've played where you're just a guy.
Right.
It's just like, okay, well, they can't do anything besides what the one thing that they're sort of okay at.
Right.
So, I don't know. I gave you a lot of fodder there. What you want to pick at?
So, I always thought that you're not really good at anything is kind of the vibe I get from D100 systems as like maybe a feature, not a bug. Mm-hmm. And I was curious, the Mithras Imperative Cold War spy game might not be the best example of this because we barely rolled dice.
Well, and the thing on that too is, this is probably more of a GM thing, and a hats off to you. You gave us situations because we were doing something homebrew where we got to roll when we did roll, which we didn't roll a ton, but when we did roll, it was at the things that we were good at. Like Jago got to drive the car,
right,
and was good at driving the car.
He parked, goddammit.
God damn, did he park? Like, like you, and again, hats off to you. You let us do the things that we were good at, so that we could feel successful and move the story along in a way. I think if you play a game out of the box. You're not going to get that. It's going to have generic skill. The author is going to think, oh, you're supposed to find the black book on the coffee table. Like, somebody should be good at investigating to find the black book on the coffee table.
Yeah.
Like, and if you're not, and it's a bunch of fucking reality TV stars, you're probably not going to find the book on the coffee table.
Right.
And that blows the whole adventure up.
Spoiler alert for the listeners, we did not find the book on the coffee table.
Guys, it's like 2.5 years old at this point. We're going to have to... Actually, when is our anniversary? It's soon, isn't it?
It's in May. Will be 3. Yeah, sometime in May.
So I'm like 6 months off. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's cool. No biggie.
So that I will say Mithras is a D100 system that probably I have rose-colored glasses for. But one of the things that I gravitated toward, it's built into the system where you can have a skill modify another skill, and maybe all D100 systems have something like this, but Mithras is the first time I was like, oh, okay. And so I feel like that always gave me the flexibility to be like, you're really good at driving. Use driving to modify perception, or use, like, I was always trying to find ways to give you that bonus. And
it's a game within a game. Like, it's cool to stack those cups up on top of each other.
Yeah. So in my mind, I'm sure Mithras is not immune to the criticisms of other D100 systems, but for me, because I've got a crush on it, it can do no wrong.
And like, remind me, RuneQuest is part of the Mithras family, isn't it?
Yeah, RuneQuest is where Mithras derives from. It's a spin-off. Right. Yeah.
So I've played RuneQuest a couple of times. And I had fun with it. Like, it's. But again, for that, we made, and actually, funny enough, our buddy Dave at the AAC group ran that for us. We played characters where we hyper-focused on something. Each one of us hyper-focused on something. and we did a murder mystery in it. So it's a kind of a perfect comparison. And my character was the bookish scholarly guy that happened to have a crossbow.
Nice.
But I was much more about it wasn't even the bookish scholarly part. I was good at bureaucracy. That was all I was good at. Like I had like a 70 in bureaucracy.
Nice.
And it was about finding a way to use that. But then you're square peg round holding it a little bit, where you're like, okay, we're at this Stone Age farmer's village. I'm going to talk about the book of laws to these people and like figure out where the hidden tomb is. Like,
yeah,
and then you get a little bit of the immersion broken and you're like, well, do they really care? Probably not.
Right.
Like,
right.
Does this fit? Like, but
yeah,
I don't know. I think my quibble, as we continue to talk, is I just don't like D100 systems. And I think that's what I'm figuring out about myself, guys.
Well, you're in luck.
Not like D100 systems. Oh, God.
Because I love them.
That's fair. And hey, more power to you.
Well, so, okay. I want to ask 2 questions.
Okay.
The first one is, and I'm looking over my shelves because I'm trying to come up. What system would you use to run Cthulhu?
I mean, Cheater's answer is Savage Worlds, probably, but that's kind of the Patrick generic answer.
I think that would work. I was looking for a little while. I was looking at Deadlands Noir and Realms of Cthulhu, and I was like, I know people say Savage Worlds has to be this or that, but I was like, I feel like that would work.
You want something that you can do a mystery in, and I think the thing with Cthulhu, I know I just bitched and moaned about D100 systems and the system itself. I think you have to have players that are willing to do that.
Right.
But that's not right either, because you guys were willing to do the mystery and it still kind of didn't fit square peg round hole, right? Like, I don't know. It's a Cthulhu is weird to me. Like, it's a system it's a system that has everything I should love. Right. Because of the setting, because of the mysteries, the time period, even like the core game is set in, like everything about it screams something that I should just be going gaga for, and that should be the only game I play. But it's just every time we played it, it's fallen flat. And I don't want to beat this 2-year-old horse to death, but I don't know. It's got its thing. When things like Monster of the Week exist out there, where I'm just like, I'm gonna go be Buffy, like, or Morkborg. Morkborg would be great for Cthulhu, but then it wouldn't, because you just go try and kill it, like, like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, a big part of the reason why I did not get rid of my Call of Cthulhu materials, because I know I agree with everything you're just saying. Like, I should love this. Like the material. And so I mentioned this on our Discord, and I'll see if I can post a link. It was, I heard it on another podcast, and the podcast, again, I mentioned I have a crush on Mithras. There's a podcast called Mithras Matters. And in that podcast, the most recent episode, the host, he goes by Inwills. I don't know what his name is, but it's Inwills. He had on his podcast the head of Design Mechanism, which is the publisher of Mithras. And they announced that they are doing a Edwardian investigative supernatural game. I don't want to say Cthulhu because it's not Cthulhu.
Sure.
Apparently there's a British author named M.R. James who's very famous writing ghost stories, and I feel bad that I'm not familiar with the stories. And
spooky season, we should read them. We should read some.
Yeah, and people who seem to know say M.R. James is a better writer than H.P. Lovecraft, which might not be the hardest thing in the world to accomplish.
Yeah,
it's a pretty low bar.
That's not that hard.
Yeah, but so it's not a Cthulhu mythos, but it's set in this M.R. James Edwardian ghost story kind of setting, and it's Mithras's take on that kind of investigation game. So I'm dying to see what that is, because
I'd play it.
Yeah, because I'd like to know. I'm really curious to see where they branch off from Cthulhu to see if it checks box like, oh yeah, that was smart. And that addresses something that Cthulhu sometimes doesn't do for me. So that's my plug for design mechanisms upcoming. I don't know when it is. I think sometime in 2026 is when they said, but
yeah.
So for my answer, I'll be curious to see what that offers, and that might be what I would run Cthulhu in. But I think I also might lean toward Savage Worlds, because I genuinely feel like, and I might be wrong, but I sit there going like, God damn it, this doesn't have to be a pulp action Indiana Jones system. I know it's got that reputation. I know it can have that, but I'm like, I don't feel like that's what it has to be pigeonholed.
It doesn't have to be. That's it. Yeah. It doesn't have to be. Like, I'm trying to think. This was many, many moons ago. It started out as not a Indiana Jones pulp adventure. Now, it did end there, but I did run ETU, which I think at the very beginning of Black Lodge Trivia.
Oh, yeah.
I said, I would really like to run East Texas University at some point for you guys. And I still do. Like, and it's like the perfect... it's the perfect one-shot game. Like,
yeah.
There's one adventure in particular, and I wouldn't run it again. I would run it again, but I won't run it for you guys at one point. And it's called the Curse of the Red Necromancer. And it's about, the whole premise of it is you go out to a trailer park on the edge of town to find one of the player characters' grandmothers, and the owner of the trailer park is a necromancer who's keeping all of the senior citizens alive. They're dead, but he's bringing them back to life so that he can collect their social security checks. That's the premise of the whole adventure.
That's awesome.
And so you're investigating this by going through, as cocky teenagers, all of these old folks' home trailer parks.
Right.
And then, of course, it turns into a pulp adventure thing at the end when you have to fight off a horde of geriatric zombies.
Yeah.
And fight the Red Necromancer. And it's fucking great. You can play it. I mean, I literally played it. I think I ran it for like 7 people. And we played it in like 3 hours. Like,
nice.
It's just stupid fun. You just set them right at the edge of the trailer park. There was an investigation. It was spooky. There were jump scares. There were, like, they had to go put the pieces together. They had to solve a puzzle or two. Like, it was great. And then they got to fight a bunch of undead grandmas. Like,
right.
It was great. Like,
and then, and Savage Worlds can do that part of it too.
Yes,
because
it can do both of it.
Right, because in some of the Call of Cthulhu games I've run into, combat has ensued.
Yes.
And when combat ensued, that was the first time I felt like, well, I can't do anything.
Yeah. It just breaks down.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, I have a gun and I have a 10 in guns. Like, I'm not going to do anything. And I have a 5 in fist fighting. Like, I might as well just go hide in the corner. Like,
yeah, I'm going to go face plant out the window and just get it over with.
Right. Like, let me just go hang myself in the corner just to get it over with. It's probably faster than letting the Yeti monster eat me. Like,
right.
Yeah. It's, again, having a system that has the capability to do both is important. And it's also important to have that set up in session 0 too, or session, or before you sit down, like, hey guys, we're going to play an investigation. It's going to be a little slow at first, and role play that. It's going to be a little role play heavy. I promise there will be adventure and shooting and killing and murder hoboing later in the adventure, but the initial part is this part. Like, and sometimes you have to set that up just to make sure that everybody knows, so that the table is set and everybody knows what they're getting into.
Yeah.
Not a problem for us 3 because we know what, we're all, we know what's coming when somebody says, oh, for the most part, all of us have the 3 of us have entirely too many RPGs, so we know what most of them are.
Yeah.
But minus Moonpunk, I'm surprised you didn't know about Moonpunk.
I may have heard of it before and it just slipped my mind, but
sure,
I definitely did not remember it before you mentioned it, if it had come up. I will say, sometimes I feel, I don't know if bad is the right way to put it, but
Mhm.
I think sometimes, I think Matt really wants to play Pathfinder.
Yeah.
But he's also the one that's almost certainly going to be the one who runs it.
Yeah.
And I feel bad because a lot of the things that I run, I'm 100% comfortable running and not like I actually wish I was playing.
Sure.
So I sometimes feel bad about that. But I was kind of curious. Maybe if we want to start like bringing this to its conclusion, I wanted to ask you a question.
Sure.
It's sort of a two-parter.
Okay.
And what is it's all one question, but it's got two parts contained within it.
Okay.
What is a setting and a system that you are planning at some point to bring up in the rotation that you're pretty sure somebody's going to be like, ugh.
Ooh.
But it's too bad because that's the arrangement.
Ooh.
What is it that you're going to shove down somebody's throat with glee?
I feel like, so we started it at one point. We started one of its brain children.
Okay.
I would really like to play Electric Bastion Land with you guys.
Okay.
And I know that you're game for it because we played Into the Odd, even though we only did one session of it, and it probably will never come back up in rotation. But I don't know if that's... I think you'd be like, okay, sure. I don't know if that's Matt's cup of tea.
Okay.
I know it's weird. It's more PBTA than anything, or whatever the system for Into the Odd and Electric Bastion Land is, but and it turns into more improv than anything else. Like it's just, and somebody in the, I don't remember if it was a YouTube comment or somebody in the Discord was like, well, you guys just like to make up stories and have make believe. You don't really want to play RPGs. I'm like, well, with Electric Bastion Land, that's pretty much what it would be. Is we're just going to make this up as we go along.
Okay, like, you got us.
Yeah, you got us.
Yeah.
But that's one that I have a feel like Matt might be like, really? The other one that's probably more aligned, but who knows? It may be both of you. There is a very old setting for Savage Worlds, like 2 editions ago. Savage Worlds, for Space 1899.
Oh yeah. I've heard of it. Yeah,
and it's British colonialism on Mars. You know, you've got red tunics and plinth helmets, and you're fighting Martians and space yaks. Like,
nice.
that just sounds ridiculous. Like, I'm here for it. And again, that's one that's just so off the wall. I don't know if it's so off the wall, but it's not a modern setting. It's not
right.
Not a modern RPG, rather. It's
right.
You know, we threw something at the wall, the spaghetti stuck, kind of slapdashery of the Savage World system. But I'm just like, you know what? I like breech loading rifles, and I like Mars. Yeah. Like, let's go do it. Why not?
Do you have the PDF of the material for that?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
At one point, that was going to be the game that I ran on AAC, and that was going to be what I popped my AAC guild running cherry with, was Space 1899. But
nice.
Didn't end up happening, and still on the want to play pile.
All right. Okay, so setting wise, you think 1889, and system wise, you think Electric Bastion Land. And do you think in both cases it's Matt that'll just be like, okay? Or do you think I think you're down for Electric Bastion Land. I don't think that you'd have any complaints on that. The 1899 or 1889, I don't remember what it is. Maybe a bridge too far for you, my dear friend Art. Like, I think both of you would be like, oh, that's what you want to play? Like, especially if I threw it in before, like, if I came out of the woodwork and was like, fuck all this Deadlands shit, we're gonna play Space 1889. All in, baby.
Yeah. I think that might be like, Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I do know for a fact, to answer your question a third time, Matt has almost zero interest in playing East Texas University.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's come up a couple of times on the podcast even.
Oh,
Like,
interesting.
he's just, I was like, hey, I want to play this. And he's like, I don't. But if you really want to, we will. And I'm like, oh, like, I might be misremembering, but I seem to remember him saying, maybe it was off camera. I seem to remember him being like, oh, oh, fun. Really? Yeah.
Interesting.
So, what about you? I'm curious to see what you say. I'm gonna not be down for.
Yeah, so that's interesting because there are a lot of pretty crunchy things that I would like to try.
Okay.
Or revisit because I've gotten to try it once. But one of them I think you'd be down for is 4th edition Warhammer Fantasy.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, so that's a D100 system, but...
Yeah, I would... I think I've said it off camera, on camera to anybody that will listen, but Warhammer Fantasy is probably my favorite universe.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Of all time. I love Warhammer Fantasy.
Okay.
I started with 40K, and I almost threw all that shit to the window to play Warhammer Fantasy when I finally got my buddies to start playing fantasy. I'm like,
oh, nice.
This is way cooler than 40K, guys.
Yeah.
So, never took off, but yeah.
So, yeah, given that, there's a couple of systems, they're pretty heavy, and it might be a disaster to run, but one, I would love to get the chance to revisit Harn from Columbia Games.
Yep.
It's not as heavy as it seems once you get going, but there's a bit of a lift. Another one, and this is pure nostalgia, is called Against the Dark Master, which is a D100 system that is basically the modern incarnation of Rollmaster, which I have a lot of nostalgia for. I don't know if it would actually be interesting at all. And then the third one is actually one I've been reading recently, which I don't know if it would be... I'm just fascinated by its kind of crunch, and it's The Dark Eye, which is Germany's biggest fantasy RPG that's not D&D. It's Das Schwarz Auge or something like that, which is technically the Black Eye, but that's not what it is in English. But it's called The Dark Eye, and it has a lot of similarities to other D100 systems, even though it's a D20 system. Sort of the way like Dragonbane is a D100 system that's actually D20 now.
Right.
But it's got like a lot of overly wrought mechanics in different places that I find interesting. It does a lot of things that I was drawn to in Mithras, but in some cases smooths it out a little more than Mithras, in some cases doesn't.
Okay.
And I'm just because, the John Cena meme, my safe word is keep going. Like, because of the arrangement we have here, I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm never going to be able to pull this off the shelf in any group that's sane. So I'm going to pull it out here.
I'm probably the wrong one to answer that question, this question, because I'd play it. Like,
that's
what the fuck ever.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And then as far as settings go, not that I'm a huge Middle Earth head, but I really like the One Ring. And I really like Middle Earth role playing, which is a Rollmaster inspired system, a lot of nostalgia. Which I know I don't think either of you guys are really Middle Earth fans, and I'm not the hugest Middle Earth fan either. Yeah,
I am a Middle Earth guy. Every Christmas we watch all 6 movies. Like every year. Like, I used to have posters for every movie. I used to have art prints. If I was going to get a tattoo, it'd probably be Middle Earth tattoo. I really like. The Hobbit is probably my favorite book.
Oh, okay. So I maybe wouldn't be such a hard sell to pull out that setting then.
It wouldn't. I probably wouldn't want, just pulling it back, I probably wouldn't want to play the One Ring, just given you and Matt's experiences with it. And maybe I'm off base with that, but I have not heard good things from the people that we play RPGs with. And
yes.
I'm not one to usually go with the group, right? But I've heard enough people that I generally trust their opinions on RPGs about say, wow, that wasn't for us.
Yes, that has happened a lot in the groups that we circle with. I will say what turned my opinion around on the system, second edition One Ring, was my solo Strider mode.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, there's 9 sessions up on the channel. I genuinely loved running that.
You could tell that you really enjoyed playing that.
Yeah.
I enjoyed listening to you play that. So
yeah, so that did turn me around on the system, but I'd also, because I like to tinker, I had also started doing a conversion of Middle-earth role-playing to Harn.
Yeah.
Or you could do it with Mithras, but there's also a Savage Worlds. Where is it? Give me 1 sec.
Yeah, reskin of it.
Yeah, there's a PDF, Savage Middle-earth.
Cool.
And I forget where I got this, but it does a pretty good job of converting. And what I like about a lot of these systems is that you can't really play mages.
Yeah.
Because it's Middle-earth and you shouldn't be allowed to.
Yeah, you shouldn't play a mage in Middle-earth.
Right, which,
period.
Again, vanilla human fighter is my jam, so when you take mages off the table, I'm that much happier.
Give me a halfling thief all day long.
Yeah.
Or a dwarf ranger all day long.
Yeah. Now, since he's not here to speak for himself, what system or setting do you think Matt will shove down our throats?
We're going to play some kind of mech game at some point. Some kind of mech pilot game.
Yeah.
And I'm for it. I'm here for it. I just don't know how that works in an RPG. If we're piloting giant mechs and fighting kaiju or fighting giant monsters, I don't know. I don't know how that scales.
Right.
I want to go play BattleTech if we're doing that. We should just play BattleTech with character level progressions.
Oh yeah.
I know that he wants to play a mech RPG at some point, and I am all here for his horned upness for it.
Yeah.
I'm never going to pour water on somebody's,
Right.
Yeah. But I have questions about how that how that works, because that's got to be a core component of your Gundams, and you're going to go fight other Gundams. I'm like, okay, well, I'm like a person, but also I'm a gun.
Right.
I don't know. It's 100 yards. That sounds really hard to cross for me. I'll play anything 3 times.
Right.
But that's the one thing I know he's super horned for all the time.
Right.
That we haven't gotten to the rotation at any point yet.
Yeah. I think for my answer, Matt told me he's working on this sort of homebrew rule set that's like a ketamine sex thing called
nice.
Orgy Dome.
Okay, good.
No, not really. Obviously, I actually
roll
don't,
for erection.
Right. I don't honestly know. I was curious if there had been something that has been run that you were like, I don't know about this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Has there something that's come up already that you were like, okay, let's, this might not be entirely my bag, but I'm in. And if it's something I ran, that's no harm, no foul.
I would tell you. I would say, to speak for both of you, I would say it's Call of Cthulhu. At least for Matt, I know it's Call of Cthulhu. That
okay.
He would say, yeah.
I think going into it, he was a little skeptical.
I do think that he was a little skeptical going into it because he had some experiences. let's see, what have we played? I guess that's the question. We played.
Yeah, that's the trick. There's been a lot of little disparate
we played
little.
Symbaroum. Symbaroum's fine. I'm enjoying Symbaroum. Pathfinder was great. Mithras Homebrew was good. What else? I'm sure I'm forgetting big ones that we've played.
I mean, would you say, were you a little skeptical going into Rosewood Abbey?
No.
Okay.
I love Murder, She Wrote. Like,
right.
Why wouldn't I enjoy Murder, She Wrote, but with nuns? Like, or Murder, She Wrote, but with monks.
Right.
Like, I love a good British mystery. So, that was that. And I would give it the old college try again. Like, again, that's these kind of, what didn't I enjoy? Like, there are pieces and bits of things that I don't enjoy, but a bad, what's the saying? A bad day playing golf is better than a good day in the office. Like,
right.
Like, that's kind of the attitude I always bring. Like, we play Black Lodge Trivia Night to escape from the other rest of the week. Like, it's 2 hours every Thursday that I look forward to every week without fail. I mean, we got on here tonight and I was fully expecting to run something, fully expecting to do a short session. Hey, we didn't do a short session tonight. It's cool. But, just shooting a shit for 2 hours it's just great. I look forward to it every week. And it's, it is my, what did Matt call it the other day? We're millennials. We don't go to the bar to talk to our friends. We play RPGs to talk to our friends. Like, that's our social circle. So, I'm, again, a bad day of RPGs is better than most any other days. So
right, and that's the trick, because we know, but for the listeners, when we're saying, "Oh yeah, I don't know about that," it was still a great time,
right? We laughed, we cried, we had a great time. Like, even Scratch, which it
was still.
Even I was at the end like, wow, that was terrible. Like, we had a fucking great time with the fucking, the post office scene and the fucking wandering around in circles in the perfectly clean house, and you guys getting more and more freaked out by a clean house. Like, it was a great time. Like, but sure, the game was, but we had a great time with it. Like, Now, in the spirit of that, what I'll say for my answer, but it's going to be a, turn it around kind of hero story. The one I was doubtful of going in for whatever that little is worth, it was Eat the Reich. Okay.
Because I'm not a vampire guy, and I was looking at it, I'm like, it seems like the whole point of this is just to rip Nazis in half as bloody.
That is the whole point of it.
Yeah. And so I'm like, I don't know if I've got the tool set, so to speak. But then when we got into it, I really enjoyed it. Once I I think I get it a little bit. I think and then I started having a good time.
That setting and everything is so good. Like, it's such a fun concept.
Right.
We need to give it another try at some point. Fuck alchemy. We're gonna play it somewhere else.
Right.
How's that lifetime subscription going for you, Art?
Oh, God damn it. Fantastic.
We're gonna play it somewhere else, and we're gonna have a great time with it in Foundry or something that's fucking normal.
Right.
Because the setting is great. I mean, who doesn't want to play Inglourious Bastards but with vampires?
Right.
Like,
and I liked
that's what it is.
Yeah, and I liked what you did, because you didn't run it right out of the book. You gave us like a little prelude.
We had the prequel.
The prequel at Tobruk and Stalingrad.
Yeah, we did Stalingrad.
Did we do Tobruk at all? Was there anything at Tobruk?
That's where you guys ended it. Like, your first pre-mission was Stalingrad, and then you guys were camped out at Tobruk, and you getting ready to go get dropped in France.
That's
it
what
was your it was your staging area to get dropped into France.
That's what, and then France, my understanding, is the adventure, right? Like, that's okay.
I mean, the book itself is like 70 pages, and it's you're going to go through France, and there's basically 4 zones that you go through, 4 levels,
right?
And then you go kill Hitler. Like, it's great.
Yeah. Yeah, that one I was like, I don't know, like, not that I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm like, I don't know if I am going to know what to bring to the table to play this successfully. And then it turned out to be pretty easy and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm all here for easy systems that are just, they're for an evening, really.
Right.
That's like English Eerie. How much fun did we have with English Eerie?
Right.
And there's like 2 pages of rules in that whole book. Like,
yeah.
It's just, it's a pamphlet. It's not it's not even a book.
Yeah.
And we turned that into 3 sessions? Like,
it was definitely more than 1. Yeah.
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 I don't remember if it was 3 or 4, but putting a cinder block on the gas pedal to burn down the whole village.
Yeah.
It's the people you play with and the stories you make. That's what this hobby's all about, right?
Yeah.
So, I think I cannot wait as a bringing it home, bringing it in for landing.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to run, because I think I've only run stuff that's pre-written adventures and stuff out of a box.
Okay.
Minus the Stalingrad segment of Eat the Right. And Conspiracists, which that was its own whole thing.
That was a good time.
Live from a hotel room. But I cannot wait to bring Deadlands to the table post paternity leave. I am very excited for that whole adventure, and it's going to be fun. That's a passion project. It's all from scratch, from the very foundations up.
Nice.
So
I like that, because it's extremely clear that you have a love for that kind of setting.
I love that setting.
And a love for Savage Worlds. So I can see that being the muse that inspires you to create.
Yeah. It is and I think I've said this many times, when the system gets out of the way and it's just background noise, it lets everything else shine. And Deadlands is such a good setting. It's so good. Creepy Wild West.
Yeah.
It's just so good. And any of the pre-built adventures for it, like, I've always wanted to run. There's a board game with the name of it too, but I've wanted to run. There's an adventure called Donner Dinner Party. And it's exactly what you expect it to be.
Nice.
Like, you're fighting fucking Yetis, and then here's a cannibal trail. Like,
right.
It's so good. There are no negative notes for Deadlands. It's just so good. I'm
really looking forward to it. And I'm glad that Savage Worlds will be making its debut.
Yeah,
on the rotation.
We haven't played any, have we?
No, and we all love it, I think.
We do.
Yeah. So
I really wish, even though it was just before our time with Black Lodge Trivia Night, fondest gaming memory in the last 2 years, one of the fondest gaming memories in the last 2 years, is you running us through Deus Vult Savage Worlds.
That was a lot of fun to run, I'll say that.
That was so much fun, man.
Yeah.
I'm
glad you guys enjoyed it. I really had a blast.
Yeah, that was a ton of fun. And it's, I can't wait to get back with Dragonbane in a week. Like, not even a week. It's
right.
At the time of recording, it's 5 days from now. Like,
yeah. So with the mention of Dragonbane, should we bring it home and start mentioning the things where, like, that Dragonbane game was organized? Do you want me to bring it home? Do you want to close it out?
You're better. You're a lot better at bringing it home than I am.
Well, I'll just say this: it was good to shoot the shit. It was good to get a damn fine coffee. I feel like we discussed some things of merit, so it wasn't just us, gossiping or anything like that. But
we could have played Go the whole time and just been sitting here in silence with that and recorded that. We didn't.
Yeah,
so
but we didn't.
Life is good.
Yeah. So thank you to everybody who checked this out. We say it every time, but we greatly appreciate everyone who stops in, listens. If you're watching this, you already know where our YouTube channel is. Like, subscribe if that's your thing. Again, we always appreciate that. If you prefer audio versions of this kind of stuff, just search for Black Lodge Trivia Night wherever you get your podcasts, and we should show up. If you want to jump into the Discord, we have a Discord where people just shoot the shit about CRPGs, RPGs. The Dragonbane game that Patrick mentioned, that's something we got organized on our Discord, and I'm hoping it's the start of some organized, just for fun play with people on the Discord. What else? I feel like what's coming up soon, we've got Symbaroum back in the hopper.
Yep.
But it's not, well, we'll have to figure out what the schedule. It's not quite, maybe, I'm not sure. We'll be talking about this off camera to figure it out.
Matt's at the sex bunker right now, so we can't really can't really settle on a day next week, but we will settle on a day.
But we'll figure it out. Because that's the thing that's in the main rotation, which, goddamn,
it's pretty much it right now.
It's going to be so good to get back to the rotation.
It will be.
And then you mentioned Deadlands, when you come back and it's your turn in the rotation, like it's going to be really, really fun. So hopefully everybody sticks with us. Sorry, what were you about to say?
I was going to say, so between now, as of recording, which today is September 4th, we've got basically 4 or 3 and 5. We have 8 sessions on paper between now and when I disappear back into the murk of the primordial soup, from which I came, and then return with a vengeance sometime in February. We'll have to see, because we're not always able to hit every single one. There's going to be like a Thanksgiving on one of those Thursdays, but we'll hopefully figure it out. That's me ending. That's me gracefully bowing out before November.
There you go.
But we are going to have to do something spooky, because that is a Thursday. October 30th will be my last session before the great submergence.
Well, maybe we'll see where Matt is with his Symbaroum campaign. Anyway, this is all how the sausage gets made, and we'll figure it out. Yeah. But anyway, the point is, again, thanks to everybody who checks us out. We always appreciate it, and we will definitely be back soon. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Yeah, hello and welcome to Black Lodge Trivia Night. Good night, everybody.
The in-session music was provided by Tabletop RPG Music and composed by Ian Fisher. You can find the Patreon at www.patreon.com/tabletop RPG music. That's all one word.